Let's get into it and let's talk about Slender Pops. First of all, it's a dynamic formulation in a delicious delivery form, and it's delivered the very best way. I mean, as you are sucking on the lollipop, the salivary juices are breaking it down into the very smallest form. It's not like you have to chew it up or take a pill that goes down into your stomach and sits there. It literally will go right within the lining of your mouth and down through the throat and into the stomach, quickly absorbed into the system because it doesn't have to be broken down, and it's stable. It will go through the system. So it's made out of some very exotic ingredients. One of them is the Hoodia cactus. And the Hoodia cactus has been known for quite a while because Kalahari Bushmen and a few wild bizarre types from Nova Scotia were actually sucking on this, and they were going for long periods of time without eating, and they weren't hungry. And so researchers, as they looked on it, they said, not researchers, actually it was discovered first by the media that was over there, and they were trying it, and so they come back and says, I sucked on it all day and I wasn't hungry for days. And so then researchers jumped on it and they found out what the ingredients were, and they tried to bring out a pharmaceutical, couldn't bring out a successful product. But they did one thing that the Bushmen did not do, and so they swallowed a capsule. I think probably got destroyed by the gastric processes. But sucking on it puts it into a different form, in a very small form that can easily be absorbed and doesn't sit there and get eaten up by the gastric processes that go on in a very acidic situation in the stomach. So as we looked upon that, and the idea came to us to build a weight loss lollipop, we realized that we had to do some dynamic things. One of it is we put Hoodia in it. But then the researchers that were looking into this they're not dummies, and so they realized that out of this form of cactus that came, and so what else was found in other varieties of cactuses that were from within the same region. And so they investigated throughout Africa, and Opuntia cactus that had both a fruit and a leaf, as you can see on your screen, that had remarkable properties. And they would literally flush the diuretic effect from the Opuntia fruit, and then also factors within the fruit would go to the appetite control center in the brain and shut down the appetite and also satisfy the appetite. Two different ways of doing it. But the fruit had components that were thought to both satisfy and suppress. So now you got a triple whammy going on when it comes to controlling your appetite. And you have the tremendous benefit in the clinical studies, and we have to tell you, our pop hasn't gone through clinical studies. The ingredients have, and we're using them in the doses. In fact, as we're even exceeding the doses that the clinical studies showed were very effective. But the fruit itself would go to the fat cell and literally just cause it to constrict, and a lot of the fluid that would come out of the fat cell, the diuretic effect, would carry fat out from it. No, that's two amazing properties just in and of itself. But then the leaf had the ability to constrict and bind around fat. It would attach to fat, and then it would form a fiber molecule around it and became insoluble, and it passed through the system undigested. Well, that combination is really tremendous, and the biotechnological firm that discovered it was looking for ways to try and bring it out as a pharmaceutical, but they could not find, at least as of this date, a way to make a synthetic molecule that would mimic the real one. Now you might ask, why do they have one that why did they want to develop a synthetic one that mimics the real one? It's because you can't patent a natural ingredient. It's God-given, and the laws don't allow that. So they can plunder along, trying to find this or that in one product or another, and when they do find one, then they've got to find something synthetic, because it costs $500 million to $1 billion to get a new drug approval. It takes about 15 years. So they're not going to invest the money in a natural ingredient that somebody else could get and bring out in a product that costs a fraction of that. And that's the reason why. However, we had some very good connections back into this fruit and through this company, and we said, okay, we want to buy the concentrated extract if you can make it. And they said, yes, we can. And we negotiated a price, and we also want the product from the fruit that binds to the fat, and they had a double-blind clinical studies on that too, and we want to use both of them together with this Hoodia to make a weight loss lollipop. So we negotiated a price. We have got exclusive, a lot, you can't patent the ingredient, but you can patent the processing of it, and so they patented that, and they've got the product, and we took and designed a lollipop, but we didn't put any sugar in it nor any high fructose corn syrup, because that's the way lollipops are made. But those things aren't good. They create, in fact, creates weight gain, and they're not good for diabetics, either one of them, and certainly in some great for teeth, because xylitol protects the teeth from tooth decay, because it doesn't let back in with gum disease, and because no sugar, no high fructose, use it. For teeth, good for diabetics, good for everybody. And it's just so simple. The way you take it is simply drink a glass of, suck on your lollipop, drink another glass of water, and then think yourself thin. And the way you do that is you think about what you put on your plate. You put about 25% less on your plate. And I can tell you this, when you're done eating it, you will drink a glass of water after. So that's a glass of water, a lollipop, a glass of water, eat 25% less, and drink a glass of water, and you will feel full. I can almost guarantee you that, because I'm doing it.